Uncle Tom's Bungalow is, I think, the penultimate censored 11 cartoon that I have to watch, and I was pretty sure that this would be pretty terrible, and I have to say, it is. There are some good things about it. There's some good music, and I like the fact that the characters were interacting with the narrator in terms of a narrative device. I thought it was pretty good, and some of the backdrops are quite nice. We have some nice country scenes that are quite nice to look at, but the characters and the narrative are obviously very uncomfortable. This was released in 1937. It is, of course, a Warner Brothers cartoon directed by Tex Avery, written by Ben Hardaway, of course, based on Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. We have voices provided by a whole cast of voice actors, including Mel Blanc, Elvia Allman, Billy Bletcher, Roy Glenn, Bernice Hansen, Ted Pearson, Lillian Randolph. We also have vocalists, the Basin Street Boys, and the Plantation Choir. And I won't go into too much detail about the narrative. It is a parody, as I said, of Uncle Tom's Cabin, which is anti-slavery novel. And when you think, okay, it's parodying an anti-slavery novel, how bad can it be if it's anti-slavery? Oh well, these are really stereotypical depictions of certain characters, and needless to say, they don't come across as being. I don't believe their intentions were good. I think they were definitely trying to parody certain characters and certain kinds of people, and it is very uncomfortable to watch. And I kind of expected that. There are actually a couple of the censored 11s that I think are borderline. Where I think they're actually not too bad and they're actually celebrating certain cultures, but with some maybe awkward animation. This one is not feeling like a celebration of certain cultures. The animation is definitely, especially when it comes to facial features, I feel like they're very over exaggerated and it's just not great. It's exactly what I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. Would I recommend it? Yes, from an animation history perspective. Yes, to look at how things used to be and to learn from that. Obviously, over time, people have learned from that, and we know now that this kind of thing is not acceptable. But in terms of an entertainment perspective, no, not at all. It's not an entertaining cartoon. Obviously, the narrative's slightly interesting. Anything that deals with parodies or anything that's based on anti slavery could in itself be interesting if done well, but it's not done well. As I said, credit where it's due, maybe clutching at straws here, but the backdrops are quite nice and there's some good music here and there. And yeah, I like the fact they were interacting with the narrator a bit. That worked quite well occasionally. But as a whole, Uncle Tom's Bungalow, it's been on my list for quite a while. I've been kind of looking at it and thinking, will I watch it today? Will today be the day? Yes, it is. And it wasn't worth the wait in terms of entertainment, but certainly in terms of being interesting from a historical perspective and how things used to be, definitely interesting. So I'd say watch it for the right reasons, but definitely not for the wrong reasons.